The presented video discusses the possibility of cheating in gambling, and it can be applied to both online and physical establishments. There are already precedents from when slot machines were mechanical, and were equipped with mounting screws to prevent considerable prizes. If it could be done before when they were mechanical, it will be easier with current technology. They will only have to put the bad movie on the machine screen, and nothing else. Let's continue with a deeper analysis. Gambling accepted as a legal business, from an ethical perspective. Exploitation of vulnerability. They take advantage of people with gambling problems, creating an addictive dynamic that leads them to lose money and control over their lives. Lack of fairness. The odds are always in favor of the game provider, which means that players have more chances of losing than winning. Negative social impact. Gambling addiction can have serious consequences for people's mental health, relationships, and finances. From a social perspective. Social cost. Gambling problems generate a significant social cost in terms of healthcare, social services, and lost productivity. Crime and delinquency. Gambling addiction can lead to crime to obtain money to play. Family breakdown. Gambling addiction can destroy families and relationships. From a real perspective. Scams and deception. Some physical or online establishments use deceptive practices to attract and retain players. Lack of transparency. Game providers are not always transparent about the odds of winning and the risks of gambling addiction. Addiction. Gambling addiction is a mental illness that can have serious consequences. Regarding the argument. Definition of business. In conclusion, gambling does not meet the traditional definition of business, as there is no fair exchange of value. Exploitation of vulnerability. Game providers exploit the vulnerability of people, especially those with gambling problems. Public health problem. Gambling addiction is a public health problem that must be addressed by the authorities. Legal incongruity. It is illogical that an activity that is clearly harmful to public health is legal. So, gambling, such as casinos, is not a business from an ethical, social, and real perspective. The definition of business is that you have to exchange something, give something, and receive something. When you simply give something away, it is a gift, but when you are forced to, it is a scam, and when you get sick, it is a health issue. They are scamming and sickening their customers or victims, so it is not a business. Businesses dedicated to gambling cannot be considered businesses, because they do not meet the minimum requirements for a business, but they do meet the requirements to be considered crimes against public health. It is a scam due to probabilities based on mathematics. So it is a proven scam that harms its customers who are actually victims. It is a legal scam, which is not logical. A scam cannot be legal. It would mean prohibiting and penalizing them for crimes against public health and scam. Reasons. It does not comply with the traditional definition of business. It exploits the vulnerability of people. It generates a public health problem, and finally there is a legal incongruity, but the gambling industry operates under an irrational legal framework.